Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my double Yankee Votive box. As you can see, it's a lovely little box. It is quite festive, but equally can be made non-festive. It holds two of the lovely Yankee candle votives, which I really like. I probably could have made this slightly shallower, but I didn't because I quite like it. But equally you could probably use it for some other products or gifts, or add tissue paper into the bottom. Or you could even make a little insert to hold the candles in place. I mean, they don't really move a great deal because there isn't a lot of room for them. But as you can see, it's really pretty. It's made with the lovely Lights Aglow suite. I really do enjoy stamping these little trees and this sentiment. I think it's really pretty. I've done it in the gold embossing, so it's really nice, and it picks up the gold in the DSP. So let's go ahead and make this. I've gone with Evening Evergreen on this occasion, and for your base you will need a piece that is 8 3/4 by 7 inches, 22.5 by 18. And we're simply going to score all of our sides at 2.5 inches or 6.5 centimetres. So all 4 sides, like so. Then we are folding and burnishing them. Quick and simple. And then we're going to cut our little wedges. Now, this will depend on where you want your tabs to sit. If you want them to sit on this narrow side part, then you need to cut this way, so alongside the narrow. If, like me, you want them on the wider piece, then you're going to cut down alongside the wider piece. Okay, so you're simply going to cut down that corner there, and then we're going to create some nice big wedges. And I also am going to trim it down a fraction because I don't want all of that across there, it just doesn't need it. So I'm going to repeat that on all 4 corners. Excuse me, I seem to have a little frog this morning. And trim that one down, and then again on this side repeat the same. And again, this is the same for any box that you're making, regardless of size or shape really. Cut down the sides and then a bit off there. Okay, clear my rubbish, and that's what you will be left with. And then of course we're going to add some adhesive. So I've got my Seal Plus here. So I'm going to just add that onto there. I probably would normally use wet glue, but I'm very mindful that my tutorials seem to run over more time than they should just lately, so I figured let's go for quicker options of Seal, or Seal Plus rather, or tear and tape, and ultimately make sure that you have everything die cut ready. So there is your base ready and made. So you can pop your lovely little candle votives inside and pop it to one side, and then you need to make your lid. So I've gone with a little bit of a change up here, and I've got Very Vanilla, which is something that I really don't use enough of. And this needs to be 7 3/4 by 6, 19.5 excuse me, by 15. Don't forget your shim. Ideally use the same card as you use for your base, because it's obviously the same thickness. Although all of the card is the same thickness, but use your shim, and we're going to score all the sides at 2 inches or 5 centimetres. So again, pop your shim in place, and then we're just going to go round and score all of the sides, like so. Wonderful. Then we are going to repeat the process again, so fold and burnish all of your score lines, and then again we're going to cut these corners to create our wedges. and again repeating that on all four sides. I do like making these, they're just so quick and simple. And again on the other side. Oh, I nearly forgot to do that bit. Oh, now my nose is tingling like I'm going to sneeze. Don't quite know why. Bless me. Okay, before we adhere this then, we're going to add our DSP. I've also, as I said, pre-cut my label for decoration. So you need 3 pieces to adhere onto your card. So the first 3 pieces here are 3.5 by 1 3/4, and that will be 9 by 4.5 centimetres. And these are all the same, so they fit on the sides and the top, just like so. And I've tried to keep the pattern in as well, which I think looks really cool, because now you can see the gold runs as a straight pattern. And then your 2 end pieces here are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, or 4.5 centimetres by 4.5 centimetres. So we're going to pop that on. Then we can add our Seal Plus to our tabs, like so, and close this one up. And then for the bow on the top, so on the previous one, on this one, I excuse me, used the soft succulent shimmer ribbon, I think it's called. For this one I'm going to use the open weave ribbon that coordinates the evening evergreen crumbs. Oh crikey, might just have enough as well of this. That's handy, isn't it? Let's just take that edge off there, and let's hope and pray there is enough here to make my nice bow on the top. Oh look, it is just enough. That's good, isn't it? So make sure my bows are relatively equal. Even my tails look all the same. And then I'm just going to add a glue dot on the back there. And this is going to sit on the top. Well, it's not as bow-like as that one, but you know what? They're different ribbons, so it doesn't matter. Pop this onto here. Just obviously be mindful because you've got the tabs that sit as well. So there is your ribbon. If you have this where your ribbon does that, simply grab your scissors very gently, especially with something like open weave because it's quite delicate, but just gently roll your scissors and it will eventually sit a little flatter. Oh, she says, but it does. As I sit it down here, it's not sticking up quite as much. And then we just have our decoration. So we have my embossing tools editions toolkit, something like that, which has this embossing pillow. We used to call it an embossing buddy. I don't know if they still do. This probably needs a little bit of a wipe because I've got all white powder in there, but I need my stamps. The label is from the Labels Are Glow dies, which I do have out, but obviously not using. Brightest Glow, All Is Merry and Bright, which I thought is just perfect for tea lights, or for votive, sorry. And then just need my Versamark, pop this in the centre, so, and then another one for my Christmas lights and my lovely little Christmas tree. Versamark again, and you can just about see where your sentiment is. So we'll stamp those in there. pop this in here and cover with my embossing powder. And then these wonderful are also part of the toolkit that you get. So you get this and these and a brush, which I don't generally use, to be fair. Okay, whoops, get rid of this just quickly. Right. So I don't like mess, and I am a tidy crafter, I'm afraid, so everything does get put away. Move that out of the way, and then I just want to look, and I have just got where my stamp did a little bit extra on these trees, so I just want to get rid of that. And then get my heat embossing, my heat tool, which may take a minute just to warm. You use these so you don't burn your fingers, and then you just need to heat emboss this, and it's just, I just love it because it just takes shape so quickly and just looks so wonderful when it's done. There we go. Perfect. Find the switch to switch that off. Don't touch these while you're still hot, because they are hot. And then I have these wonderful festive pearls, which I don't seem to have a great many left. I seem to have a few red and some gold. And I'm just adding a couple of the gold ones to the top of my Christmas tree there. And then all I need to do next is add some dimensionals to the back. Not minis though, because they're too small. And crumbs do I not have? Oh, they do have some here. Backup pack ready. I'm just going to pop a couple of those on. Oh, crumbs. Backing off. And then this will sit not upside down, but nicely on the front of my box. And there they are. Those are my double Yankee Votive boxes. Hope you like them. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.